Shout out to Z. Blocker Boy out now on all platforms. Make sure you go get that streamed and add it to your playlist right now. Description, yeah. Blocker Boy was made in the streets. He catch me on local with J's on my feet. Hey. Go and give Z some love. It's a banger. There was only one way I was introing into this podcast today. Go support the boy. Before we start this video also, by the way, I want to give a shout out to my boy Marsden, Parastonia. I'll come over to the camera and show you what these rolling trays are like. But they're fucking sick. So yeah, that's what the products look like. So yeah, thank you to Marsden for those products. I've got 3 to be honest, so if there's a way to give them away to one of you guys, I know they're only rolling shoes, but they're sick quality, sick materials. I'm going to leave a link in the description for Parastonia's product as well, and their Instagram, and go show Marsden some love because he's shown me some love. Welcome to the first episode of Keep Up the Pace. Another shout out to my boy Drey, because he's the one that came up with a great idea. Tom agrees, we just had a little discussion, that is the name of the show. Keep Up the Pace, so yeah, my man Drey. This show is basically just going to be me chatting shit like once a week and just going over shit that's gone on and giving my opinion on it and talking sarcastically or talking about serious topics, so hopefully you can enjoy it. The first big news, England have lost the Euros. And to be honest, we should have woken up on Monday morning proud of the boys. Proud that we fucking got to the final. But instead, unfortunately, it was marred by racism. And I'm not surprised one bit, to be honest. People pretend to think, or people like to think at least, that we've not got a racist country. But unfortunately, our society is still pretty racist. Very racist. And the reason I say I'm not surprised is because it's literally happened over the last fucking however many years over football, and it always gets tagged as, oh, we've got a problem in football. Well, it's not a problem in football, mate, it's a problem in society. And it did not help that the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, that fucking bitch, right, at the beginning of the Euros, and the Prime Minister were both encouraging fans to boo the players taking a knee. The fact that you've got members in our own government that are basically fucking telling people to boo players taking a stand for racial inequality, then of course you're going to get people that are going to throw racial slurs when we lose a game. It's so ironic how throughout the entire tournament the best player in our team was probably Sterling, a proud black man, and everyone was fucking supporting him because everyone thought he was going to win us the Euros. And then as soon as we lose 3 black players, that's where all the hate goes, and it's becoming a joke now. I seen Josh sent me a video the other day. I think it was actually today. Yeah, he sent me a video, and it was, you know how like on Instagram, if you're on a story or you post something and you're talking about COVID-19 or you say coronavirus or you say vaccine, any of that, at the bottom you get a fucking a pop-up that says, oh yeah, visit the NHS for more details about COVID-19. So there is a system out there that can scan a video, and whenever they hear certain words or phrases, it can pop up a message. So there's a technology out there that exists to identify racial tweets or racial videos or people where racism is being inflicted on. My wording isn't too great, so I do apologise, but there's just never ever enough that's done to tackle racism. And you've seen it a couple months ago when they had the Premier League blackout. Do you remember that, Tom? When all the media outlets and all the Premier League football teams decided to do a blackout of social media for a weekend. What the fuck does that achieve in like helping out racism and tackling the issue properly? It does fuck all. It's just a social media campaign so that in the future, Sky, if they're ever pulled up on something that's racist, like when they misinterpreted Sterling's Instagram post and added the word gunning. Oh no, he didn't add the word gunning. They were talking about Sterling had mentioned something. Oh, I'll find the actual. So this was it. This is what Raheem Sterling had posted on Instagram. When I was 2, my father died from being gunned down to death. I made a promise to myself I would never touch a gun in my lifetime. I shoot with my right foot so it has a deeper meaning and still unfinished. That's what he said when he got shit for the gun tattoo that he got. Sky Sports misinterpreted that and they said, I made a promise to myself that I would never touch a gun again. Why? That's just like blatant racism fucking like in the media. And all this whole, oh yeah, social media blackout or let's give racism the red card. Like, they're all bullshit media campaigns so that in the future, if anything did happen, like shit like that, Sky can then put their hands up and be like, oh, nah, look at us. We tackle racism. We promote in messages to tackle inequality when really and truly they're doing fuck all. No one's going into communities. No one's actually doing anything. The government are doing fuck all because you've got people that are in power that are blatantly racist as well. So, no, I'm not surprised that everyone woke up to Saka and Sancho and Rashford being abused because it happens every day. And I don't know why people were as shocked as they were, to be honest. The same example, look how many people kicked off about fucking the European Super League. Everyone kicked off. As soon as Premier League and Champions League was threatened, everyone started fucking booting off, everyone united, and there was a massive fuss, and things actually got changed because people love football so much that they didn't want the traditional leagues and competitions of football going away. Imagine if that much fuss could be kicked about a real issue like racism. I'm pissed off, man. Aside from all of that, I was upset that we lost, obviously. A few tears, definitely a few tears in Beaverworks. I was very upset. But I was fucking slating Southgate at the beginning, before the tournament started. I said we're not doing fuck all. And he's proved me wrong, so Southgate, I apologise, mate. Conor fucking McGregor, mate. He is my boy. He actually is my boy. I am the biggest Conor McGregor dick sucker on Instagram and on my podcast, to be fair, because I do rate the guy. Well, I used to rate the guy a lot more than I do now, if I'm being honest.
Stop it.
Mate, do you know what it is? The whole McGregor thing was so weird for me because the first McGregor fight I ever watched was Aldo. That was like the pinnacle of his career, really, if you look back on it now. And it was such a magical moment in the sport that's literally, it changed my life. That moment changed my life because it got me, like, just flicked the switch on me that I wanted to follow the dreams that I'm trying to follow right now. So to see the fall of him is fucking sad, mate. Like, he just... do you remember when he fought Cerrone and then he fought Poirier, even though he lost? He seemed like he'd made a change in his life. He seemed like he'd actually fucking realised that he was being a bit of a prick and the ego got to his head and he was just being himself at an older age and more mature. He's got kids, and then as soon as he lost, and then there was the whole charity thing when he didn't really pay them because of some fucking weird reason, and then all the smack that he was talking in the week, like, it was just so forced and put on. It just didn't feel right at all. I don't think it was a 10-8 round, to be honest. I watched the fight a few times back now, and I don't think that it was a 10-8 round, even though 2 judges had the fight as a 10-8 round. And you can all say, a lot of people have been saying, oh yeah, Poirier, there was only one way that fight was going to go. McGregor's best round is only his first round, and if he got smashed then it wasn't really going to look good. And I will agree with you, it is true. But Oliveira and Chandler, that was the exact same scorecards last when they fought, and obviously Chandler won that first round, 2 10-8 rounds and won a 10-9 round. Oliveira went round in 20 seconds in the second round and knocked him out. I'm not saying that's what would have happened, but you never know in the sport of MMA. It's so unpredictable that you can't definitely say, oh yeah, Conor was going to get knocked out in the next round. I'm no expert, obviously. I'm not trying to act like I'm an expert, but that's my opinion on it. Then the whole leg break, that's just so unfortunate. Like, fucking hell, imagine. Oh, mate, do you know what it is? Khabib just humbled him. He is just not the same fighter anymore. Like, as a McGregor fanboy, I have to admit that. A lot of people have to admit that. The Conor of his prime is definitely past it. He fucking wasted it sniffing coke and partying and punching old men, and he's just got to accept it, really. I can't ever see McGregor winning a world title again. He's got a lot of money. Probably only got 1 or 2 more fights left in him. There's no way. I watched when I was watching Chael Sonnen, he broke the fight down and he was talking about how when he fought Khabib, even though Khabib obviously did beat him, Conor did well, like stuffing takedowns, and his grappling was pretty good for, not obviously all the time because he did get out wrestled and submitted, but considering Khabib is the GOAT of the lightweights, the best wrestler probably the UFC might have ever seen, and Conor managed to stop takedowns and get back up from his wrestling. That's still pretty impressive. I know it's not too much because then, obviously he lost, so it doesn't really add up to much, but they are still meaningful. He fought Chad Mendes, who's also a Division 1 wrestler, American All-Star. So like McGregor's fought serious guys, but like when he just went for that choke on Poirier, it was so sloppy and just looked like he panicked. But yeah, unfortunately I do think that was the end of the McGregor train, and it is a sad thing to admit. 19th July is almost upon us. Freedom Day, supposedly, at least. Freedom Day was meant to be 21st June. As some of you might remember if you've seen my earlier podcasts, I was talking about how I didn't think 21st June was going to happen. Obviously, I do think 19th of July is going to happen, but I don't know. I just don't. I'm not getting my hopes up again. This last 18 months, mate, has been just fucking lies and bullshit, and I try to be positive, as a lot of you may know. Like, I try to be positive about many things, but it's just one of those things where I've got no positive feelings about, to be honest. I can just already see it. The cases are supposedly skyrocketing again, which means that we're going to open up, and I just don't reckon it's just all too good to be true for them to fucking shag the nightlife sector the way they have, and for it to just go back to normal and then they've got everything back. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. I think that what's going to happen is what's happened in France now, where they said next month you can't go to cafes, bars or restaurants unless you're vaccinated. So you're going to start seeing all these cases skyrocket, and they're going to, this is what I think at least. I hope not. Like I said, I'm going to try and be optimistic, but I don't think it will happen. I think they're going to say, oh yeah, unvaccinated people making all the cases go up. Probably a new variant going to come out of it because the vaccine's not strong enough for these new variants. You're going to need to get a new jab. You're not going to be able to go out unless you've had a fucking COVID passport and a vaccine certificate. So, mate, it just feels like 2019 was fucking a lifetime ago. Like, there are so many things that I can be grateful for in the last 18 months, but at the same time, it's just the never end. Like, the thought of it being like so never ending is just so draining for most, like for everyone, for me, for you listening. Like, what the fuck is there to look forward to, and what is there to plan for if the world's currently going tits up? But yeah, that's it. I'm not going to ramble on too much. My fucking opinions aren't that great, but thank you for watching. If you got this far to the first episode of Keep Up the Pace, again, shout out Drey. Yeah, I'm probably going to do this every week or so. Well, I want to do it every week. Just got to make sure I find shit to fucking talk about. But yeah, you'll see me soon. I'm going to get a podcast filmed with Z very soon. Make sure you be streaming Blocker Boy as well. And yeah, man, I think that's really it for this video. Hope you guys have had a good time as always. I always appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. Peace.